So I want to follow up with the video I did breaking down Mike Huckabee and Netanyahu. And Mike Huckabee basically responding and saying that it was not AI. He said this to Grok. If you haven't seen my first video, go ahead and watch that. I just did it yesterday. It's the last video I did. But I wanted to point out some more inconsistencies on why it is widely believed that this is AI. Not just this video, but every single video of that has been put out of Netanyahu is AI. Now, people have run this through different AI systems. They've asked Grok, and they're getting confirmations. And just the glitches and things that I'm seeing, it looks like AI. Now, speculation is, could he be dead? Could he be incapacitated? Could he be just in a safe place in a bunker? There's a lot of different theories, but it is strange. We haven't seen him really do a press conference or anything else, right? So my belief that this is the videos I've seen, the evidence I've seen that they're all AI. And I don't know why they keep making these mistakes, but this is another one I want to point out. And let me move this over. Hold on. I'll move it over a little bit. So they're showing that in this video that he has multiple ear canals. Now, it could just be a fold, right? But you can tell me, do you think it looks like he has two ear canals? But if we keep going down, people are showing, which is the video from him from the coffee shop, which his head, I mean, again, I showed you yesterday how his head is shaped completely different. The way they have it, like it looks like it's balding right here. And we've never seen that on Netanyahu. The color is completely off, the shape, the skull, it's a completely different skull. But what we want to look at here is the ear. So it's like a crescent moon in this video, which is AI. But now it's two separate ear canals. And there's a lot I can get onto his ears, not just the videos that have come out recently. If you guys want me to do that, to break down his ears in different videos throughout the years, they have changed. So the question is, a lot of people are asking, have they been doing AI for a while? Could it be one of his stand-ins, one of his replacements when he can't be seen? Is it a mask? You guys know I did that whole Jim Carrey thing. I've been so interested in just even celebrities, or now I'm looking at politicians and seeing what different physical changes are we seeing in them. And is it AI or is it a mask? Is it a different person? But based on this looks like AI, right? So there we go. The ear again. Oh, this time it has three. Oh, guys, I get trypophobia. It's like a fear of holes. Like when I see like holes like that, it just grosses me out. So it's hard for me to see this image. But this is not a natural ear. This is, I mean, one, two, three, four. What is even that? And it doesn't go down into a hole. Again, actually, let me scroll down a little bit more to show you his real ear. All right, and let me see if I can make this bigger. Let's move this over a little bit. There. So it looks pixelated because it's taken from a distance, but this is a real image. You see the coloration on his skin, the way he looks. He usually has like a little bit of a shadowing here, but that's the ear. And again, whew, we haven't looked at this image. It's the same one with the four ear things. Completely different ear. Completely different ear. Now here is another image of his ear I just came across from an older photo of him. It does have that weird, like, kind of like dent here and then here and there, but it doesn't match other ears. Like, look, this is another confirm. No, maybe it's just the angle. But again, we would have to break down his ears in another one. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a completely different thing. You remember with Joe Biden, and what happened with him, we've even seen him wear the mask, his earlobes were attached, detached. I mean, if we can even, if you guys want me to, I'll break that down because I'm sorry. This is just something that's not right, not only with the AI, but could it be a mask? Could it be shape shifting? Because a lot of people, when I mentioned like his Mike Huckabee's face yesterday was shape shifting, I didn't actually mean it as shape shifting, but a lot of comments and people were saying, is he actually shape shifting? Like, is that an actual shape shifting? Because the back of the head moved while the skull, and then it just changed the whole shape of the face. And I've actually seen Jim Carrey do that. And if you know, my belief is that Jim Carrey played Joe Biden. There is a ton of evidence on this. Fittest Flat Earther, he's done, I mean, probably 20 breakdowns on this so far. But I thought this was an interesting find. So here's another angle. Just one more thing on the ears. Now this looks like an opposite ear, but still he does have those kind of like weird folds, but still not the same thing. But even on this, look at the detail of the skin. Look at the texture, the wrinkles, the different spots. It looks like normal skin, right? And so what we've been seeing, it just doesn't look normal. Here's the next issue. So there's the original video. You can see the tie that Mike Huckabee is wearing, right? Suit and tie. Well, I showed you this image yesterday, but I didn't notice this. Someone said at least they changed your tie color. Does Mike only own one suit and tie? So Netanyahu has a red tie in this video. And this one, he has a blue. But Mike Huckabee is wearing the exact same tie. And I'll zoom in. It's like an old school tie. I remember my dad wearing these types of ties. So that is the tie, and it somewhat looks like the same suit, but we'll get into the suit details in a second. But let's pause this because, again, I told you I'm not playing this video in case they copyright strike me because it is on YouTube. But it's the same tie. That is the exact same tie, right? But this picture is from 2025, celebrating Mike Huckabee's birthday. And here is another image from that day, which they took another image. This is from the Times of Israel, right? So I'm making sure I get verified sources. So it looks like they took multiple pictures with different people, but this is another angle just to show this was from his birthday. Mike Huckabee looks kind of angry in that one. He was happy in the other one, but it is his birthday. Or they posted the picture for his birthday. Exact same tie from a year ago, which is what people believe. That's where they got this image from. So the AI takes an image from another video or a picture that's out there, and then they create it on the base of that. So AI has something to work with. Now, with this comes something strange. It says, did Bibi grow an inch or two taller? Mike Huckabee and Bibi are both 5'11". At least that's what's listed. I know men lie about it. Sorry, it's just so big on this screen. Let me see if I can make it smaller for you. So it may look a little weird, but there it is. Netanyahu is 5'11". How tall is Mike Huckabee, ambassador? Mike Huckabee, okay, blah, blah, blah. He is 5'11". 5'11". But what is strange, if you go back to even this picture, which let's put it back on the screen bigger. Look at, it looks like Netanyahu is taller than him. Could Mike Huckabee have shrunk up? Sure. Men lie about their height? Yes, this is a common thing. So is it a big deal? Not so much, but I thought it was important enough to point out, because it's just, how did the height difference happen? And then if you look at them here, they look more even, right? But in this old photo, and again, he could be hunching, he's shorter. Here, they're even. And then if we go back to the original, if I can get back to the original, let's just look at their height. Here, Netanyahu seems taller, not by much. They're pretty even. It kind of looks like it switches out. Now Mike Huckabee for a second looked taller, but it could be the angle in which this is being filmed, right? And then with it being an AI, Netanyahu's head is coming to a weird point that it never has before, so that could be adding height. But this, it's not definitive. But again, I wanted to show you guys everything people are talking about, so you can make your own decision. It may be very difficult to see, but I have a little bit of a better picture in a second. But as you can see, Mike Huckabee's suit, his lapel, like he has this part, but then the rest of it just blends into the suit. It disappears. And on this side, he has he has a collar, but then he doesn't have the, whatever you call this, the lapel, the little front thing. And he doesn't have it right here. You see where it starts, but then it just blends. It's just flat completely. Same thing on Netanyahu. It's completely flat. It's almost like you don't even really see a collar. And here you see somewhat of a shadow of a collar. I see somewhat of a line here, but it just looks like shading. It's not material that is out. It's not that flap that's there. So I thought this was a good detail. And then also, if you see, remember, we were told that the picture that we see of Netanyahu and Mike Huckabee outside was the same day as that video in the hallway. So they have the same suit and tie on. But this is where it gets strange. Now let me see if this zooms in. Yeah, you can see it. This suit has pinstripes. Now he's outside in the sun. Well, you can really see the lapel, whatever this is. That's clearly there here, but in the video it disappeared. But he has a pinstripe suit on, right? And people were saying that this picture is actually from 2025 as well. AI did a picture match and saying it's from 2025. He has the pinstripes, right? But then this is the suit. This is him in that hallway where they're walking, right? And it's smooth without any pinstripe. So let's just move this over so you can examine it. Right. So, and it depends on the angle, depends on what part of the shot it is. You can see somewhat of a crease here of the fabric, but then it disappears. So, again, we don't have any pinstripes. Another image of the suit. So, not only do you see the fabric missing mostly on both sides, but there's no pocket. But then in another frame, there is the pocket. And a fully crisp, you can see the deep shadowing. You can see how clearly this looks. Okay. So he has the pocket and even the lapel, the collar, very crisp, very clean. And then here, how does it do that? And again, it's a different angle, but I've never seen a suit do that. Some could say that's video compression. No. That's not video compression. That makes a pocket in parts of the suit completely disappear. So just showing you one more time, I'll zoom in. So no pocket. Get to the next one. You can clearly see. There's the pocket now. All still shots from the very same video that Mike Huckabee put out. And again, was very upset that he was mad at Grok for saying that this was AI. Now, going back to this photo, you can see that Netanyahu has his wedding ring on. This is another catch that people are finding in other videos. I've talked about it before. But look at this. He does not have a ring on in another frame. This is a still shot. This is from 45 seconds. And in fact, I'll fast forward to 45 seconds on here. I'm going to turn off the audio because again, I don't want copyright, but let's pause it here and try to make it bigger. Hold on, let's go to 45. Okay. So the ring of the good guys. Thank you. Oh, that is hard to catch. Ring. And then it disappears. I think people are using they're putting it in a player. I'm just doing it on here where you can like catch it between the words. You can catch it as it's going up and the ring is gone. So it's hard to catch it on this. I'm not going to dump it into like my editor right now to try to get it, but I've seen multiple people post that the ring disappears once more. Just like I did the other video. Let me just play this second and just see. Actually, hold on. The good news is my name is not on the punch. Hold on, let's check. It's hard to catch it with. Oh wait, when the hand is up, I don't think it has a ring on for a second. Wait. The way I'm looking for his ring, you would think this is my man. Hold on. Let's see if this makes it bigger. Let's get it real big. So the ring is there. I see it there. So again, I'm just going to trust what they're saying. Maybe I'll run it through later and try to see if I can catch that ring and when it disappears. But it's like a split second that you see it completely off his hand. And that is a key indicator of AI, along with the other things I showed you in the last video. Now, remember, I told you, I pointed out, I felt like I was the first person to kind of, and still I haven't seen anybody correlate this with Mike Huckabee, where Mike Huckabee, as well as Yair Netanyahu's son, stopped tweeting within the same 13-hour period between March 7th and March 8th, right? Now, this person's saying he died on March 9th. They don't know. They're just speculating. But what they're saying is he stopped tweeting on the 7th and then came back on the 15th, which would end up being, actually, no, yeah, so if he stopped, no, sorry, he stopped on the 8th and then came back on the 15th, which would be 7 days of Shiva, right? So that is 7 days is a mourning period for Jewish people, where 7 days, I guess they don't do anything. It's probably like the Sabbath, where they can't they can't be online, they can't like even flip a light switch. I'm not sure how that works, but I know it is the 7 days of grieving. Maybe one of you guys can leave a comment, let me know the details of how that works. But it is interesting that it was exactly 7 days, right? Mike Huckabee stopped tweeting at 3:30, and I thought that was weird. He stopped 3:30 p.m. exactly on the 7th. Yair Netanyahu stopped at exactly 4:30. Like, it's very strange to, like, it's both 3:30 on the dot, 4:30 on the dot, where it was his last tweet on the 8th, 4:30 in the morning, 8th. So that's 13 hours. Mike Huckabee comes back online and starts tweeting again on the 10th, but he's not Jewish, so he's not sitting Shiva. Yair, from the 8th to the 15th, well, that's 7 days. He will be sitting Shiva or Shiva, and that's when he started up again. And this person just has an image. I've shown you that before. Let's move this over a little bit. Here we go. So it's showing that on, do we have the dates here? They're not even showing the dates here. I'm not sure why they have this posted, but I think they're just trying to say from days ago. But I've showed you that yesterday with his account, and now he's back to tweeting nonstop. It's just mostly reposts. But I want to take a look at his Instagram, maybe, because someone told me that he was posting a lot of pictures of himself on Instagram, and suddenly he stopped posting pictures as well. But we'll have to cover that in the next video. What is interesting, I want to point out something. Now, this, you guys know about my merch store, realmelanieking.com. I want to point out, this is my original Great Awakening shirt. This came out about 8 years ago, the actual map. So this is a map of all the conspiracy theories, right, that are out there. And I put it on some merch, so on shirts for men, women, different colors, different styles of the actual map. And it's so funny, as I was looking at here, if you're just waking up to the Epstein files or even Pizzagate, that's over here. But then there's a whole world of conspiracy theories, right? Conspiracy theories that you may not know about. Like, we're talking about shapeshifters, we're talking about our history, we're talking about giants roaming the earth. Guys, we're talking about DNA manipulation, like the list goes on and on and on. But I thought it was interesting. I have here, believe your eyes, not their lies. So this is the men's version I have here, but I thought it was a good fit for this video. Believe your eyes, not their lies, because there's going to be a lot of gaslighting. There's always been a lot of gaslighting. This is another version of it. This is the Great Flash Awakening shirt. But again, front and back, believe your eyes, not their lies. But I have a ton of different things, Christian merch, conspiracy theory things. Again, you guys are loving, I think your favorite thing are my Yahweh collection. Every breath speaks his name, the name of God. But the list goes on and on. So one of the ways that you could support the work that I have going on here is to get something. I have my merch shop, something you will not find anywhere else. Or a simple way as well is to just become a member, to just help. It's just a couple bucks a month to help me keep this work going, to help me research. And I've decided I'm going to dig more into kind of like the conspiracy theory elements, that extra layer that you're not going to get in the normal news, kind of digging through some of this stuff that is happening in real time, like the Jim Carrey one that I've done and several others. So again, the link for realmelanieking.com will be below, as well as other ways you can support the work I have going on here. With that, I will see you guys very shortly.